The General Secretary, along with others, washed feet this morning here at the 10th Assembly of the World Council of Churches. I am Angelique Walker-Smith, and this is Madang Live. We are here in the worship space where the sending prayers will be prayed for the delegates to go back to their homes in the world. But in our show today, we give you the latest as the Executive Committee elects its moderator and 2 vice moderators. We have an insert on the role of music at the Assembly. We get your feedback on the Assembly. And we interview Nobel Peace Prize winner Lema Kabubi. Now, let's look at the news. The General Secretary of the World Council of Churches washed feet today. It was part of a foot washing ceremony during morning prayer. Jean Bonnier was there and has this story.
During the morning prayer on Friday, 8 November 2013, that the World Council of Churches, General Secretary Olaf led church leaders to follow example of Christ. The scriptures say that on the last evening of his holy life, Jesus washed the disciples' feet. As the 10th assembly comes to an end, participants experience John 13, verse 1 to 17, by letting leaders wash their feet. Joyce Nanasiakwa share her moment.
Well, this morning I've been humbled by the washing of the feet. Yesterday they sent a mail that if we would want to, we agreed and we were here, but I was told a senior woman, would wash my feet. Only for me to come today to be washed by a bishop of an Anglican church. It has really humbled me. My first time of being washed, and it tells me that even as leaders, we are supposed to serve, just as the scripture that was read today says that Jesus washed the feet of the disciples. And so it talks more about humility, and that is what it has taught me this morning. And I'm so humbled this morning.
A true authority is nothing less than the exercise of diaconia, the practice of love in the perspective of the new world God is promising to us. I am Jean Bonnet Kongolo, reporting for Madang Live.
In the Madang Hall, walls were broken down. In solidarity with Palestinians in the West Bank, members of the EAPPI broke down a ceremonial wall.
End the occupation, end the occupation, end it down. Occupation, end it down.
Lema Kabubi of Liberia visited the Assembly yesterday. She is a past winner of the Nobel Peace Prize. She asked the church to stay involved in parts of the world where people are still oppressed. Later on in our show, we have an interview with her. The Central Committee is still busy voting for its moderator and 2 vice moderators. It is expected that voting will go into the evening. And since this is our last show, we will not be able to give you the results. You are welcome to visit the WCC website in the coming days. They will have the full results of the election that will also include the names of the Central Committee and the Executive Committee. And now for our feature section. The first insert is with Anam Gill, and she tells us about music here in the assembly. Here now is Anam.
One love, one heart. Let's get together and feel alright. Let's get together and feel alright.
Music has been a striking element of the World Council of Churches' 10th Assembly, inviting everyone to forget about their worries and just rejoice in the name of the Creator. The amazing thing about music is that it is embedded within all of us. Everyone can understand it and feel something if they open themselves up. There is a certain type of connection that comes when you make music in a group. The same is true for those who are listening to music in a group and interacting with music through dance. This type of behavior is rooted in our history and our discoveries as human beings. Playing music with other musicians is an incredible feeling. Some people describe it as rowing down a river together. There are days when I feel the best of me is ready to begin. Then there are days when I feel... I've had many experiences where I have buzzed with some street musicians and asked them to play with me, and within an instant we were related via the piano or guitar. It's the level of playing around, communicating and lifting each other that creates the connection. Many of those moments have been some of the most rewarding experiences of my life.
Prefer running. Lose some weight.
Marching Stewart. Thank you guys.
Bye. In the next assembly. After 8 years.
Being here at the 10th Assembly made me revisit Porto Alegre days, where I was once a steward during the 9th Assembly. Here in Busan, I'm meeting my old friends after many years, seeing the same old familiar smiles. I know I'm not the only one. It is fascinating how time flies. Music connected us then, and music connected us now.
We're doing our second feature a bit different today. We took our cameras into the halls of Besco Center. Here now is Kimberly Avani with the story.
It's been a fantastic week here full of music and fellowship and of course election and planning business. But before we get on our planes and trains, we want to hear from you about your experience from the past 11 days.
The most memorable part for me has been the sessions.
The plenaries, especially the one of justice and peace.
It gives me impression that church is part of what is happening in the outside world.
I think the justice plenary, that was so impressive and so moving.
Dinner with the interfaith participants. We got together for food and we shared so much in the process.
What's been your favorite part, Zipo?
My favorite part of the assembly was actually becoming a steward.
Best part of being a steward is that many people, many youth from all parts of the world are here.
How do you feel now that the assembly is coming to an end?
I feel relieved in a sense. It's been a very busy week of doing Madang Live daily.
Would you do it again?
I would do it again in a heartbeat.
It's been amazing, bringing so many people from so many different traditions, faiths, cultures.
I would go for a meeting A and I will end up in a meeting B and come out with somebody with whom I don't know.
Seeing the Pacific people in their glamorous appearance every day with new things they put up. That's been very fantastic to me.
So I met so many people from the other countries. They gave us encouragement and they told us, you gave us a lot of smile for them. So they told me, and we are very lucky.
So maybe in the shade, Mike? Reporting from Madang Live for the last time, I'm Kimberly Ivan.
Thank you for those great stories. In our interviews today, I get to talk to one of my personal favorites, one of my sheroes, Lema Gabui. Here now is the interview. We really want to know more about you. Say something about your journey and how you happened to arrive at a moment of leadership that was so important for the country of Liberia.
Well, I think I grew up in a space where it was not, I had no option. We were 5 sisters and we had no brothers. And we're from one of the ethnic groups in Liberia that has a very strong matrilineal line. I mean matrilineal, it's a matriarchal society where we come from, our ethnic group. And I remember growing up, my grandmother would say, if we went to her to complain about something, she would say, you have to fight for yourself. You have to do this, you have to do that. So it was never relaxing and allowing other people to do it for you. We had to do everything we wanted to do for ourselves. But beyond that fighting for yourself thing, she also taught us that in order for you as a woman to be fulfilled, you had to be economically empowered. So at very early ages, she would come and give us like $1, and then December she would come back and say, what did you do with the $1? How much profit did you make off of this $1? And things like that. So it was never depending and relying on people. It was always, you have to take the leadership. You have to dominate your space, because if you don't, others will come and dominate your space for you.
This is our last show. It's been such an honor and a privilege to serve you in this way. From all of the team at Madang Live, we thank you very much, and we look forward to what you will do to bring justice and peace in your home. See you later. Kamsahamnida. Thank you.